Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Bit of sad, concerning news, very concerning news regarding the former IBF strawweight champ, Japanese fighter Ginjiro Shigeoka. He had his rematch with Pedro Taduran at the weekend and collapsed after losing a decision. He's undergone brain surgery, which for those that saw the aftermath of the fight isn't entirely surprising because he did display all too familiar mannerisms of someone who looked like he'd been very seriously neurologically injured. He was still conscious when he was stretchered from the ring. Like I say, this was a rematch of a ninth round defeat that Shigeoka suffered against Taduran. That's when he lost his IBF strawweight title, and Taduran retained it at the weekend with the decision. But they were two very grueling fights. The first one was an absolute barn burner. I mean, it was one of the best fights of the year. This one, different tactics. Shigeoka kind of looking to, I don't know, he was coming forward still, but Taduran was being a bit more crafty and was beating him up. But don't get me wrong, Shigeoka was there right at the end. I mean, giving it 100% all of the way. It was a very close fight. I thought Taduran won it, but like I say, the aftermath looked very, very concerning indeed because Shigeoka did look like he'd suffered some sort of injury. You were hoping it was just exhaustion. Unfortunately not. So yeah, he's undergone brain surgery, very serious brain bleed. The update read, according to JBC, Japanese Boxing Commission, Japanese former IBF champion Ginjiro Shigeoka has suffered from an acute subdural hematoma, brain bleed, and has already undergone a craniotomy. Shigeoka is still currently under observation in a private hospital in Osaka, Japan. The commission has already enforced that Shigeoka has to retire from boxing following his craniotomy procedure. Of course, he won't box again, as goes without saying. And a craniotomy, in case for those of you that don't know, it's a very delicate surgery. It involves removing a portion of the skull in order to gain access to the brain, and then they remove the bleed because the bleed will create pressure against the skull and the brain, make it bleed more and more, and eventually, of course, you die. So we don't know yet how much of a recovery Shigeoka will make, if indeed he does make a recovery. Sometimes, with medication, you can make, medication, usually lifelong medication, you can make more or less a full recovery, although you will have to have that medication because chances are, you might suffer memory losses, short-term memory loss and so on. There may be mood swings, but you might also suffer, chronic migraines for the rest of your life if you don't take the medication. On the other hand, some people are left very, very badly injured, life-altering injuries. Terrible stuff. We know about Michael Watson, don't we? And there's been others. And of course, worst case scenario, Shigeoka might pass away. But I don't know. The point was that they got to him in pretty good time. It was, he was taken straight to the hospital, X-ray, surgery, keep him in an induced coma. I think he's in an induced coma. And just to add sort of insult to injury, I don't know if this is connected, but Shigeoka also needed surgery on an orbital fracture. So it's all part of the skull, isn't it? I don't know. It's terrible stuff. Anyway, I just thought I'd update you on that. Big respect to Ginjiro Shigeoka, who his career's over. Let's hope his life isn't. And I suppose spare a thought for Pedro Taduran also, who's got to walk around knowing that he did this to the man. But these things happen. It is the most dangerous of dangerous sports. All combat sports are very dangerous. So I just thought I'd update you on that one. If you've got anything to say, leave it below in the comments. And yeah, you know the rest. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button if you like the video. All that good stuff. But this is a bit more important than that, isn't it? So yeah, comments below and I'll give them a read. Thanks very much, ladies and gentlemen. Bye for now.